Get ready to rev your engines because it's almost time for vehicles in Fortnite. The water level has gone down yet again, this time revealing some of our favorite POIs and some news on the city of Atlantis. The shark and prison area is finally back, well, mostly anyways. Slurpee's back for all you unlucky players that want to get shielded off the start, and Atlantis is slowly but surely starting to be unveiled. So keep your eyes glued to that area and join me as we dive right in. The shark. The first notable map change with the latest water drain is the return of a classic Season 2 POI. We've been waiting for it all season, and it has finally resurfaced. I am, of course, talking about none other than the shark, the old prison from last season, which was built and owned by Ghost. Right now, you can explore a majority of the prison, with some areas still flooded. Landing here will treat you to 6 chests, a ton of veggie boxes, and a collection of slurp barrels. With enough luck, you could have everything you need for the match with this one drop. There are also a ton of islands surrounding the shark, which you can rotate around to if you need any extra loot. The prison also hosts a choppa pad, which means we'll likely see a choppa spawn here later in Season 3. And if you're gliding in from above, don't forget that you can now enter the prison through the shark's mouth. Camp Cod. Another classic location coming back is Camp Cod. For the past few water drains, Camp Cod has slowly been revealed, and now, with this latest update, we finally have the entire location back on the surface. The barn and bridge areas are now fully explorable and covered in loot. There's a few chest spawns around the POI as well with a campfire, but that's not all. The factory over on the east side of the island is also now lootable, with some slurp containers for you to mine. With heals, loot, and the area being a quiet location, it seems that Camp Cod has been restored as a top-tier soft drop. Atlantis. So we've heard many things about the upcoming Atlantis POI. From a sneak preview in the Black Mantis skin trailer to leaks in the Fortnite files, we cannot wait to finally uncover the lost city of Atlantis. A big hint that the area is coming in the next few updates has appeared in-game to us. If you go into a Fortnite match right now and check your minimap, you'll notice something different about the massive whirlpool near the shark. With this latest update, there is now a huge outline around the whirlpool showing where exactly the Atlantis POI will be located. Can you see it? It really is exciting for all of us players wanting to get our hands on a brand new POI. This is all accompanied by the fact that whirlpools have now finally been re-enabled. Yes, that's right, after Epic kept bringing it back and disabling them and then bringing them back again only for another disable, it seems we've got whirlpools back for good. At least I hope I didn't just jinx it. So between whirlpools and Atlantis on the horizon, these next few weeks are sure to be a good one. And we'll be keeping our eye out on the area where Atlantis will be and keep you all up to date right here on T5G. So make sure notifications are on. And hey, since we're on the topic of T5G, you may as well use that code. The missing boats. If you remember the pontoon, then you'll know that it was one of the best drops of the season. This boat would spawn in a random area outside the map every match, and it was filled to the brim in chests, ammo boxes, consumables, and slurp barrels. It even had a boat. It was genuinely a perfect drop, but unfortunately with this latest update, it seems that pontoon has gone missing. While that's sad enough, there's also the dance boat near the Fortilla, which has miraculously gone missing. Unfortunately, it's like that party boat is gone for good, especially considering the Fortilla Islands are slowly shrinking, but the pontoon? Will it ever return? Who knows? I sure hope it comes back. That was one of my favorite drops. It's a sad day for pontoon fans. Slurpy Swamps. The latest water drain update is bringing back a ton of drops, and it doesn't stop there. For fans of Slurpy Swamp, it's time to rejoice because the entire POI is now fully available for you to explore, drop in, and loot. If you miss Slurpy Swamps, you're going to want to boot up Fortnite right now. A couple of basements in the location are still flooded, but the next water drain will definitely clear that up. The road east of Slurpy Swamps has also been uncovered, and it leads directly to the factories near the dam. So it's perfect for rotating and collecting extra loot. There's not much else to say for this area as nothing new has been added, but it's the return of a classic, and I personally can't wait to jump back in. The factories east of Slurpee. Speaking of that road leading away from Slurpy Swamps, its destination is the tall factories near the dam. These have also surfaced with the latest water drain, and you can head straight there after a loot fest over at Slurpee. While the main level of the factories is still underwater, this entire place should be up and running like new in the next update. Not many people landed here, and you could probably get some good loot out of these. Just don't use this place as your actual first drop, because there isn't enough for that. Landing at Slurpee and heading here is a perfect tactic. With this latest update around the area, there's also a slurp truck, upgrade bench, 2 chests, and even a few weapon spawns for floor loot. And next week, this place will be even better once the main level is revealed. The new gas station. To prepare for the cars, which have yet to release, Epic has been messing around with how the island works for quite a bit. Last week, a majority of the cars on the map were removed in preparation, as well as some changes to gas stations. Now, a brand new gas station has been added onto the map just north of Slurpee Swamps. This and all of the other gas stations come with a small amount of loot, as well as a simple chest spawn and a freezer for your consumable needs. Once cars release, remember that this gas station has also joined the list of areas where you'll be able to fill up. Although it's likely that you'll be able to see the gas station icon on the map while driving your car. Craggy Cliffs. Last week we talked about Craggy Cliffs and mentioned that the POI was almost entirely uncovered, but now the last 10% of the area has been revealed, meaning there's no more water in Craggy Cliffs. You can now hit the reboot van and get a ton of loot from the new 2 factories that were revealed. One of them has a ton of wood pallets, a couple of chests, as well as an upgrade bench. Now, Craggy Cliffs is even more worth your time. Stop by and upgrade your loadout while you still can. Fishstick sends his regards. Mini Junk Junction. Last week, we talked a bit about the Mini Junk Junction area. Yes, that's what we're calling it now. A majority of it was unfortunately flooded, but now with this Fortnite update, we have gotten the full area in its original glory. If you want to throw back to Junk Junction, make sure to stop here for a small amount of loot. Obviously, this is not a great drop spot, so I don't recommend it, but for rotating, why not? Grab a few chests, hit an upgrade bench, and farm some mats. Just make sure you're not in the storm, because it's not worth going out of your way for. Bridges next to Steamy and Frenzy. The next update is quite a small one, but for all you bridge fans, there are 2 new bridges on the map that have been uncovered. The first one is a bridge that goes across the water heading towards Steamy Stacks, and the second is a bridge that heads into Frenzy Farm. Of course, this is just another small update that is preparing the Fortnite island for the cars. The more bridges, the better. This is probably why Epic delayed cars, so the map could have some more land before we set off. The crash site island? The lost Easter egg over in the C2 coordinate has finally returned. And while this was the place that Ego originally landed onto the island, that storyline has been thrown out the window, so now we're just calling this the lost Easter egg, since it kind of looks like the show. While the area doesn't have too much loot and isn't worth dropping at, you can still get some easy metal, extra chests, and ammo too if you're passing by. Weeping Woods. Another one of the classic POIs has now been fully uncovered, and now is a named location once again. Weeping Woods has been a fan favorite since it was first introduced at the start of Chapter 2, and throughout the majority of Season 3, it's been trapped completely underwater. Luckily, with the newest water level drop, Weeping has been fully restored with all of its perks now being on dry land. There are tons of chest spawns, plenty of every material to farm, a reboot van, upgrade bench, campfire, and loads of little areas to loot around the main POI. Weeping has always been a choice landing spot because it's a central location on the map, and now that the water's drained, it can finally be enjoyed once again. Dirty Docks. Speaking of locations getting their names back, Dirty Docks has also reclaimed its beloved name once more. Dirty Docks has been regarded as one of the best landing spots on the island since it has over 30 chest spawns in a rather small vicinity. The docks has been pretty much useless this entire season, so it'll be great to have back for some additional drop variety. Games have been ending really fast this season due to the lack of major POIs, so I'm hoping with some of these big uncoverings that we'll get some better paced matches. The Logjam at B6. If you're looking to get better paced matches by reducing your farming time, then you have to check out the Uncovered Logjam. It has officially been drained and is now lootable inside and out. If you head inside, you'll find a load of pallets to farm, setting you up for the rest of the game with max wood super fast. Alongside these pallets, you'll also find 2 chest spawns and an upgrade bench for a speedy setup. If you somehow manage to not get max wood inside, you can head outside for another mountain of pallets and a couple more chest spawns. Similarly to Weeping Woods, Logjam is an incredible location, so additional looting and rotating is a breeze when heading out of this place. It's Also good if you're trying to skybase. Yeah, I'm talking to you guys in the catch LTM, landing here and then cheesing the competition. I know what you did. The new chopper. If you find yourself rotating north of Logjam and heading past Holly Hedges, you'll probably end up running into a red house. This house used to be home to the henchmen and even had a choppa spawn. Luckily, the henchmen are no longer residing here, but the choppa was recently added back. This area particularly isn't the best to land at since it only has 2 chests around it, but like the crash site island, it can be amazing to rotate to, especially if you need that choppa. Steamy stacks at H1. Alright, Steamy Stacks is one of those special POIs that have been pretty much untouched since the water levels were first lowered at the beginning of the season. At the top of Season 3, the main buildings in Steamy were submerged, but after the initial water drop, it's practically gone unchanged. A little secret that many don't know about is that Steamy actually has a few small hatches around it, each home to a single chest. These little hatches were underwater before, but now the 3 surrounding Steamy's main island can be accessed. Now, you might not loot these all the time, but it never hurts to know where a few extra chests are in case of a bad drop. And finally, the Deadpool Islands at E1. Last but not least, we had to check in on our buddy Deadpool since he hasn't really been up to too much this season. His yacht remains unchanged for now, but the small islands surrounding the yacht have started to peek their way out of the ocean. The first island has a single chest spawn and a campfire, which is great for when rotating away from the yacht. The second island is still particularly submerged, but next week it'll reveal an extra chest and an upgrade bench. With this added loot and utility around the yacht, I'd be surprised if we didn't see more competition start going here. This has been another map state update. Hopefully next week we find out more about Atlantis. This has been Sam from Top 5 Gaming. Hit the annotation on screen right now to check out our other video that you may have missed, and I will see you guys over there.